most people are going to know you, I think, from being the lead singer and main songwriter for Tyketto. If you want to talk about that to start and its origins and how it came about.
First of all, you kind of got to backtrack to when I was in a British band, Waysted, which was fronted by Pete Way and Paul Chapman of UFO.
Yep.
And after I came off of that, I kind of, I'd literally gone from being in a band that was playing an entire set of Iron Maiden songs in clubs to opening up for Iron Maiden.
Wow.
So it was a whirlwind, and I kind of made my bones, and I had a good rep, and I got home and just waited for the phone to ring, to join the next big band after Waysted fell apart. And phone didn't ring much. And when it did, the things that came my way didn't really work out. So eventually, I kind of realized I had to kick something into my own, and that just that worked because I had done I'd done a demo. I was home after, I'm sorry, this is going to be a bit of a name dropping session.
That's fine.
I was home after one of the Waysted tours, and I got a call from one of my oldest friends and next door neighbor, James Lomenzo, who at the moment is currently the bass player with Megadeth.
All right.
But at that time
nice.
Yeah, and he was in a young band called White Lion that was coming up, but hadn't released their big album yet. And he said, "Listen," he says, "this drummer friend of mine in Staten Island, he's doing an audition demo for Whitesnake because they were looking for a drummer." And he said, "We've had I'm trying to remember, they had one of the guitar players I think was from Overkill."
These are some big names. This is name dropping. This is the kind of name dropping I like to hear. Yeah.
This was Brooklyn local, we're all veterans of a club called L'Amour that at one time was, Iron Maiden would play there after they played Madison Square Garden, Accept would play there, Kiss would play there.
Okay.
And this was a club in the middle of a really rough area of Brooklyn, which I happened to live in that area. So I was a regular. James Lomenzo lived 2 blocks away. So we didn't even know each other, but we'd be the only long-haired kids in the neighborhood looking at each other like, who's that fucking guy? And eventually we became really good friends. And so he'd played with Bobby Rondinelli's band and done a few different things. And then the White Line thing started to happen. And that, of course, was fostered through the people at L'Amour. They ended up being both White Lions and Tyketto's manager.
Okay.
And Memphis connection, Eric Gales.
Okay.
They managed him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So anyway, whirlwind, back to the story. So this drummer he knows is doing a drum demo for Whitesnake, and guitar players from Overkill, and the singer they had wasn't really working out. They were doing a Cheap Trick cover, and Michael was just overplaying the drums all through it. And he said, "But you could probably knock it out, And so I came down, and it was on top of the world. And, so mind you, at that time, I'm actually the biggest guy in the room as far as rock star wise, if you want to call it that.
Right.
White Line hadn't taken off yet. I'm just coming off of a world tour. The drummer I've never met before. And I listen to the track, and I go in and I blast out the song because I know it. And come back in the control room. I'm feeling pretty happy about myself. And the drummer says, "Man, that was a great take, man. That's so good. That's great. I think you could do it better, though." Say, "What? Who are you? What?" And we've been friends ever since. I loved him for that and his enthusiasm. And that, of course, is Michael Clayton Orbini, who was the first guy I called when I decided it was time to start a new band on my own.